All right, let's dive right into this explainer and uncover how Windows, and specifically Microsoft Edge, are tracking your digital footprint in ways you would probably never expect. I mean, we all know that clicking accept on some random privacy policy gives away a bit of data, right? But what is happening beneath the surface of your operating system is just an entirely different beast. Today, we're looking at the invisible identifiers, the undeniable tracking mechanisms, and frankly, the staggering amount of data that is constantly flowing right out of your machine.
To really understand the absolute stakes here, we have to start with a crazy real-world scenario. Listen to this. In July 2026, the FBI was hunting a suspect from the notorious Scattered Spider hacking group. Now, this individual was doing everything completely by the book, using VPNs, proxy servers, literally routing traffic through 3 different countries just to hide their IP address. But it didn't matter. They were tracked down anyway, using this hidden Windows identifier called the Global Device ID, or GDID. And the real kicker, Microsoft later confirmed that this tracking mechanism has absolutely no off switch, no way to disable it.
So here's how we're going to break this all down today. Number 1, tracking the untrackable hacker. 2, the hardware and registry web. 3, Edge reporting back to Bing. 4, network leakage in apps. And finally, number 5, how to fight back.
Okay, Section 1, tracking the untrackable hacker. Let's see exactly how this hidden identifier operates entirely in the background, completely bypassing your standard privacy measures like VPNs. So how does Microsoft actually pull this off? It's basically a 3-step transmission chain. First up, when you sign into Windows, a service called Willard's VC reaches out to login.live.com to provision your device. Microsoft servers mint a unique ID and send it right back. Second, the Connected Devices Platform service registers that exact ID into Microsoft's master device graph. And finally, and this is absolutely vital, the Delivery Optimization service continuously reports this global device ID back to Microsoft alongside your ISP, your city, and your country data. It literally does not matter if your VPN changes your IP address, this underlying GDID is still broadcasting exactly who and where you are right at the OS level. Moving right along to Section 2, the hardware and registry web. What's super interesting here is that the GDID is really just one piece of a much larger puzzle that's tied right down to your literal silicon. There is a massive, stark contrast between software identifiers and hardware identifiers. Your machine guide, for example, is software-based, right? It's generated when you install Windows, and yeah, you can actually change it or rotate it. But look at the firmware layer, your SMBIOS UUID and your TPM chip's endorsement key. Those are permanently burned into your motherboard's firmware. They survive full hard drive wipes, complete OS reinstalls, the whole shebang. You literally cannot change them without ripping out and replacing physical parts of your computer. And then, of course, you've got that GDID again, tied permanently to your Microsoft account on the server side, with zero way to turn it off. Now for Section 3, and honestly, this is a crucial one to focus on, Edge reporting back to Bing. Because this abstract OS telemetry, it becomes deeply personal when we look at your primary window to the internet. This is where you generate your most sensitive behavioral data. Right off the bat, Edge assigns you what is known as a Bing resettable ID. Think of this like a persistent behavioral tracking token. Every single time you search for something, this ID goes right along with it. It correlates everything you're looking for over time, effectively building a highly specific psychological and behavioral profile based entirely on your browsing sessions.
Guys, that is just the tip of the iceberg. Think about your address bar for a second. The reality is that Edge effectively acts as a sanctioned keylogger. Every single keystroke, we're talking partial URLs, highly sensitive search terms, even passwords you might accidentally paste in there, is beamed back to Microsoft in real time before you ever even hit enter. It's address bar keylogging completely disguised as a helpful feature for search suggestions. On top of that, if the browsing activity sync is active, Edge sends your full browsing history, favorites, and even raw page content straight to Microsoft for cross-service ad personalization. And ironically, most of this massive surveillance is enthusiastically opted in by default during your initial Windows setup. You are sharing everything from day one unless you actively dig deep into the settings to shut it down.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Hey, I'll just use in private mode. Well, actually scratch that. Think again. Yes, in private mode does stop targeted ad personalization, but it is absolutely not a black box. Diagnostic data, telemetry, and feature usage, that all continues to flow right back to Microsoft servers, even when the browser is actively telling you that you're browsing privately. So you might be hiding from your local computer's history, but you definitely aren't hiding from Microsoft.
Okay, Section 4, network leakage and apps. Because beyond the browser, your machine is talking to Microsoft before you even open a single application. Take the NCSI probing vector, for instance. Just to check if you have internet access, Windows automatically sends an HTTP ping to msftconnecttest.com, and this happens the exact millisecond a network change is detected. What this means in practice is that even before your VPN tunnel has the time to establish, secure your connection, and mask your location, Windows has already pinged Microsoft servers, instantly revealing your real physical home IP address.
Which brings us to Section 5, and the part you've probably been waiting for: how to fight back. Let's explore the actual, actionable steps you can take to reclaim some of your digital privacy against this massive telemetry apparatus.
Fighting back requires a serious, layered defense. First up is registry hardening. You can actually set the allow telemetry policy to 0, which enforces a baseline minimum of data collection. It'll gray out the UI toggles in your settings app so you know it's actually working. Next, you have to go in and disable the actual daemons sending the data. We're talking about services like diagtrack, CDPSV, and DOSV. But those services often just get re-enabled during Windows updates, so you absolutely must add network-level blocking. By mapping telemetry domains to 0000000 in your local host file, or honestly, far better, by using a DNS sinkhole like Pi-hole with dedicated block lists, you can effectively block the exfiltration of your data right at your router. If the telemetry can't physically leave your network, it can't reach Microsoft. But I have to be completely honest with you here, there is a pretty massive caveat to all of this. While these mitigations are incredibly powerful for stopping future reporting, they absolutely cannot erase the past. That GDID history tied to your Microsoft account already lives on Microsoft's device directory service servers right now. A local network block simply doesn't delete the logs Microsoft already has sitting in their database, just waiting for a subpoena.
And that really leaves us with a lingering, pretty provocative question to consider today. If that required telemetry floor cannot be completely turned off on Home and Pro editions, and your motherboard and TPM chip permanently identify you no matter what you do, can you ever truly be private on a Windows machine? Is the OS just fundamentally incompatible with absolute privacy?
If your personal threat model demands absolute lockdown privacy, well, you're looking at the nuclear option. You have to eliminate the Microsoft stack entirely. Switching to a Linux distribution like Fedora or Debian kills the telemetry pipeline completely dead. For total operational anonymity, you look to something like Tails OS. And if you absolutely must run Windows for certain specific applications, the best compromise is running it totally isolated inside a virtual machine on a Linux host, feeding it randomized, spoofed hardware IDs. It takes work for sure, but it is really the only way to truly take back control. So, take a good hard look at those privacy settings and ask yourself, who exactly is in control of your machine?